Hi everyone, welcome to Observable to Guru. Today we are going to start a brand new episode series covering AWS DevOps Agent. So AWS DevOps Agent is one of the highly uh, discussed releases happen as part of AWS reInvent 2025. So it's about providing an autonomous cloud agentic experience which will allow the users in resolving cloud related issues using this agent. So AWS DevOps agent comes with some outstanding capabilities. It's always on. It's autonomous incident response provider, and it has capabilities of automating incident investigations, and it also provide the interactive chat facility where we can discuss and triage issues parallelly with the agent, and also it provide detailed mitigation plans, prevention of reoccurrences, and it also allows us to coordinate much better when compared with how typically things happen in major incident situations. And also it has AWS support integrations, so in case if you have the relevant the facilities as part of your account which is supporting the AWS support, you can obviously use this feature to get the prompt support based on the how your account is being configured. So it allow us to prevent these future incidents. It's not about just firefighting. It will provide ability to identify things more proactively, prevent things, and in order to do that it has mechanisms to look at the telemetry data, logs, metric traces, and the topology of your cloud, and we can feed a lot of implementation related details like architecture and the business aspects to the AWS DevOps agent as well. So this agent will has more capabilities of being autonomous incident manage operator. So what I thought is not to have slides, but just focus on more hands-on demos and walkthroughs so that we are able to discuss the concepts in more practical manner. So if you go to AWS, you can search for AWS DevOps Agent, and you will get the initial welcome screen. Now that I have created one agent space, I'm kind of like stuck with this screen at the moment. So the first thing you have to know is once you getting into this AWS DevOps Agent uh, the space, the in order to get you up to start working, you have to create an agent space. So agent space is nothing but we define the control levels of our agent. So what AWS services agent can access, what are the boundaries, and what are the other data we want to integrate with our agents. So it's pretty much the boundary of agent and what constitute agent, and it also like we are able to define the capabilities and the permissions and other things. So it's pretty much creating your own agent and provide a lot of capabilities so that it can work autonomously. So we had to first go and create our agent space. You can give a name like agent space, and you need to provide a particular role for this as well. So you can either assign existing role or create a new role, or we can kind of like create let it automatically create this role as well. So the fundamentally this will allows you to control what level of access agent is having. So in this way that your agent has some guardrails, right? And obviously this is something you have to think through when we are deploying these agents in production. and start using it. So at the moment, for the initial purpose, I'll just keep the default values. So we can include tags to filter uh, the, some level of control for the agent as well. And enabling web app is a small dedicated place where all the investigations, troubleshooting, and these conversations we have with the agent is happening. So it's most like the UI for your AWS DevOps agent. So here again, we'll try to create a agent role which will manage that as well. So in pretty much like, if you're trying to start first time, you just have to give agent space name, and then just go with the default detail and probably create your agent. So what this will does is, it will create a particular agent space for you. So once you have the agent spaces, so let me go back. So there are two agent spaces at the moment I have. So I have the agent space I just created, and we have the test agent space as well. Uh, so I done few experiments just to show you around for this particular video. So we'll start looking at the test agent first. So when you go inside the agent space, you will see and there are three places, right? The important aspects. One is your topology, and second one are the capability and the web app. Right? Let me go back again, and probably we'll start with agent space because it's now the topology is black. Right? So generally, what happened is that when we created the agent space, and based on that access level, right, the role which you have provided to this particular agent, the agent will start going and try to identify the topology. Right? So if I go back to my test agent, you can see it has already identified around 675 resources, covering almost all the services I'm kind of been using in this particular account. And you can kind of like look at it from a topology graph perspective as well, and filter based on the containers or the systems, or uh, all the resources together. So this is the first part, right? Like the topology. So this mostly what sort of the boundaries your agent will start working on when it comes to the system, the AWS resources. So the next part is the capabilities. So capabilities are very important. That will kind of like improve, right? It's about, right, providing tools to your agent. So here I have connected my account, the current AWS account. If I want, I can connect the secondary sources as well. Then I can connect the telemetry sources. At the moment, I have not done it. We will discuss that part of a new video. And then I can connect the pipelines, the CI/CD deployment pipelines. Again, I can do that. And I can connect some of the communication. Like if I want to Slack, then this is the place where you can come and do those configurations, and then we can add any of MCP servers we want to add as well. So these are fundamentally the key capabilities, right? And if you go to the settings here, again, you can generically define these capabilities as well. So example, for telemetry, we have the option of integrating with Datadog, Dynatrace, New Relic, and Splunk. Those are the default integration at the moment. For the pipeline, we have the option of integrating with GitHub, GitLab, and then communication, we can integrate with ServiceNow for auto ticketing, or we can use Slack for more collaboration level and message broadcasting as well. And then obviously the MCP servers, which will provide more value added capabilities or the tooling capabilities to our agent. So if I go back to the agent space again, so we covered the topology, we look at the capabilities, and web app is uh, the place where all those the discussions, the investigations, and all those things will happen. So here, let me just go click operator access. So it will open up a new window where I will be able to see the UI of the DevOps agent. So it has a DevOps center, which is again typically provide the topology view, the services which we have in our the services which you have granted access to the DevOps agent to work on this. And then we have the main section where which is incident response. We can kind of like start an investigation here. We can write what we want to investigate. You can do that, or you can kind of like pick up like investigate the latest alarm or something. And at the moment, like this account, I have done like one investigation, two investigations. So you will see those volumetric data, and you can see some of these investigations appearing here as well. So if you go into one of the investigations, so it would be something like this. So you will see the investigation timeline. So this section covers mostly the investigation timeline and how the agent has investigate this particular issue. So you can see it's using graph, it's look at the CloudWatch alarms, um, and then it will provide more of the root cause, what it thinks, and it can also provide a very good summary of root causes, and we will able to generate a mitigation plan as well. And plus, while the incident is happening, or after that, we can still have conversation with a DevOps agent uh, and collaborate on the resolution of these incidents as well. So this particular incident, what we will do is I'm planning to create more the demo videos where we will go through live videos. So today's sessions is just to provide more high level capabilities about DevOps agent. So you can see its investigation, one of the lambda errors. It's looking at the alarms which has been generated, and then finally it's providing that like this error is happening because function is intentionally generating errors as designed for AWS DevOps agent testing. So so this is a test lambda function which we have used, and intentionally we have created errors. So the agent was intelligent enough to understand and uh, identify that as this is more of a happen because of intentional testing. So it has put the investigation summary, it has put the impact triggered by and the detailed root causes as well, and it's able to share you some observations as well, and then we can generate a mitigation plan. So probably let's click the mitigation plan because that's something I have not done it for this particular issue. So based on wherever it's needed, it applicable, the agent will come and create and give you this mitigation plan as well. So probably while it's getting generated, we'll look at the other sections, the prevention section. So here again, you can run and start ask the agent to look at all the issues has happened and then come up with preventions. So at the moment, like I don't have any preventions because if we just start using this in this particular account, but over a period of time, based on the issues, the DevOps agent will is has the capability of coming and providing those the prevention recommendations as well. So in a nutshell, uh, this is uh, uh, how AWS DevOps agent will look like, and this is how it will work. Uh, so I'll be releasing multiple videos covering different aspects of AWS DevOps agent, and we will go through some of the live demos as well. So today's session was mainly on uh, covering high-level capabilities, what is AWS DevOps agent, and then what is the DevOps agent space, and we look at the agent spaces uh, based on the access we are allowing. It's able to identify the topology, the boundaries, and the capabilities it can the we can provide to DevOps agent. And then we look at high levelly the UI of the agent and how we can start investigation and the historical investigation details. uh, so each investigation, you will see the investigation timeline, root causes, mitigation plan, where applicable, and you can have the option of having these conversations with the DevOps agent as well. And then over a period of time, the agent will start providing some uh, the actions and recommendations where you can take and ensure that we improve the reliability of our systems. So thanks for taking your time. So this is in nutshell what AWS DevOps Agent is. I'll see you in a future episode going into detail of some of these aspects which we discussed today. Thank you.